I signed a marriage contract with a dead man. At least that's what everyone believed. Marcus West, tech billionaire, ruthless CEO, the man whose face launched 1,000 headlines, died in the helicopter crash 3 weeks ago. The world mourned. Stock prices plummeted even though there had been no official statement confirming the rumor. And I stood in a lawyer's office, staring at a prenup that would pay me $50 million to be his widow for 1 year. Except the man sitting across from me wasn't dead. "You're wondering why you're here," he said, his voice colder than I expected. Same sharp jawline, same dark eyes. But something was different. A hesitation in his movements, a softness around the edges. "I'm wondering why a dead man needs a wife," I said. He leaned back. Marcus had enemies, people who would tear apart everything he built if they knew he was gone. I'm his twin brother, Ethan, and for the next year, I'm going to be him. He slid the contract toward me. "The wedding was already planned. The media expects a bride. You need the money for your sister's medical bills. We both get what we want." I should have walked away, but my sister's face flashed through my mind. Pale, tired, running out of time. I signed. The wedding was a spectacle. Cameras flashed as I walked down the aisle in a dress worth millions. Ethan stood at the altar in one of Marcus's custom suits, playing the part perfectly. Confident, commanding, untouchable. But when he took my hand, his palm was sweating. "You okay?" I whispered. "I've never been good at pretending," he murmured back. "Then why are you doing this?" His jaw tightened. "Because Marcus built something that mattered, and I won't let it die with him." The priest pronounced us married. Ethan kissed me, brief, perfunctory, and the crowd erupted in applause. But in that split second, I felt it. The tremor in his breath, the way his hand lingered on my waist just a moment too long. This wasn't just about the company. This was about grief. Living with him was strange. The penthouse was a museum of Marcus's life. Awards, photos, expensive art that felt sterile and cold. Ethan moved through it like a ghost, wearing his brother's clothes, answering to his brother's name, slowly erasing himself. "Did you two always look so alike?" I asked one night, finding him on the balcony. He said, "Identical, but Marcus always said I was the rough draft. He was sharper, smarter, better at everything." "You don't believe that?" He turned to me, something raw in his eyes. I spent my whole life watching him succeed while I existed, and now I'm literally living his life. So yeah, I believe it. I stepped closer. "Marcus might have built an empire, but you're the one holding it together. That's not nothing." For the first time since we met, he smiled, really smiled, and I realized with sudden, terrifying clarity, I was falling for him. 3 months in, the board called an emergency meeting, a hostile takeover attempt. Marcus's enemies sensed weakness. Ethan paced the penthouse, panic creeping into his voice. "I can't do this. I'm not him. They'll see right through me." "Then don't be him," I said. "Be yourself." "Myself?" He laughed bitterly. "Marcus would have crushed them. I don't have that in me." "Good, because maybe that's not what this company needs." I grabbed his hands. "You've been trying so hard to be your brother that you forgot you have your own strengths. Marcus ruled through fear. You could lead through trust." He stared at me. "You really believe that?" "I married you, didn't I?" His eyes softened. "You married Marcus." "No," I said quietly. "I married the man who stayed up all night helping me understand my sister's medical reports, who remembers how I take my coffee, who looks at me like I'm not just part of a contract." I took a breath. "I married you, Ethan." He kissed me then, desperate and real and nothing like our wedding day, And for the first time, neither of us was pretending. The board meeting was brutal. Questions flew like weapons, but Ethan didn't deflect. He didn't posture. He told them the truth, not about who he was, but about his vision for the company. Compassion alongside innovation, sustainability, long-term legacy over short-term profit. It was everything Marcus wasn't, and it worked. The takeover failed, the board rallied, and Ethan walked out of that room no longer wearing his brother's shadow. That night, he found me in the kitchen. I have to tell them the truth. About Marcus, about me. My heart clenched. You'll lose everything. Maybe, but I can't build a life on a lie anymore. And I can't ask you to either. The contract's almost up. You're free to go. I thought about the money, my sister's bills, finally paid. The life I could build. Then I thought about the man in front of me. Flawed, honest, brave enough to choose himself. I'm not going anywhere, I said. We'll face it together. He pulled me close, his forehead against mine. Even if we lose it all, especially then. The truth came out. The headlines screamed. The lawsuits piled up. But Ethan and I stood together in front of the cameras and told them everything. The empire didn't crumble. It transformed. And the man I married, not Marcus West, but Ethan, finally became himself. Sometimes the greatest inheritance isn't what we're given. It's who we choose to become.